Welcome back to Let's Talk Sports. I'm Dakota, here with head coach of the Greenfield-Central girls golf team, Annaliese Fox. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Very excited to talk to you today. So we're a month into the girls golf season, and the team is off to a great start with a 9-4 record. As a head coach, how do you personally feel about the team's performance this season?
It's been a lot better. I was not expecting it to have this outcome so far. Last year we won 4 matches, and this year we're the total opposite. So I just hope we just continue to keep doing what we're doing and go out and win.
Absolutely. This being your second season coaching, how has your coaching style shifted from year 1 to year 2?
I'm a little bit more stubborn. I'm not as nice, so I don't let them walk all over me this year, and I'm more strict this year. So,
what were your expectations this year compared to last year?
Oh, my expectations. I didn't really have super high expectations because I didn't know how my upcoming freshmen were going to be. We did lose our top 3 players, so it was a big adjustment, but I'm glad it came out the way it did.
After losing seniors like Tanessa O'Neill, Kinsey Hasty, and Della Hedge, how do you anticipate juniors like Kate Baker and Alyssa Kitkoff will step up and be leaders?
This year's it's been a little struggle for them, but I feel like they lead the team in the right direction. They're very positive and very how do I want to put this? Is more of they want to lead, and it's more of they just got to take the step to do that.
Being the first Greenfield-Central team to start their season this school year, how did you guys plan to set the tone for GC Sports this year?
Try to win as many as we can, put us on top, and let us shine a little bit and let the school shine.
With golf being less of a team-oriented sport, practicing golf as a team is very different compared to sports like football, basketball. So what does a daily practice look like for you guys?
Daily practice is more individual. We got 3 of us out here. My mom's our assistant coach, and my dad's a volunteer, and we don't really practice all together. We kind of put the people that need the same work in a group, and we each take one of those groups, and we just take it step by step and figuring out what this person needs. It's a team sport, but it's a really individual sport. You're a lot by yourself. It's your own game. You can't worry about anybody else's, and nobody's going to make you do any better.
So going off that, how do you manage what players need to develop?
So with that, it's more of it comes with your coaches have to study. We have to do as much work as they do to perform. It's really hard. I'm not going to lie. Everybody's different. Some people have no clue how to do something. They're brand new. There's some people that are okay, I know how to do this, but it's frustrating because they don't understand. So it's more of you have to take the fundamental parts of it and nitpick at it to make sure that it's going to perform the way you need or you want.
Going off of your first year of coaching, what was the biggest thing you learned going into your second year?
That I had to be a little bit more patient. I was just hey, this is what you have to do, and you have to do it. That's how it was last year. This is more of hey, let me show you, let me demonstrate, let me give you other explanations of how to do something that you're struggling at. And I feel that made me one of the best coach I've ever been to anybody. I give lessons to a lot of people, but being a head coach of a whole team is a lot different than just being an individual coach. But you're still an individual coach either way because you're coaching your players individually.
So finally, with a strong start to your head coaching career, how do you plan to develop the girls golf program here at GC?
Oh, that's a good question. I can't have expectations for next year. I look at it as in the present. You can't have you have your team that you have, and it's more of you want to hopefully have that for next year, but you can't have your expectations for that.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Sports. I'm Dakota, here with assistant coach of the GC girls golf team, Shirley Fox. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous.
All right, great. I'm very happy to talk a little bit about the team with you. So starting off, so far the girls have had a strong season with a 9-4 record. What are your thoughts on the team's performance this year?
Oh, we last year we won 4, and so our goal was to, win more. We had no clue that it would be this good. We're proud of the girls. It's them. We can't do it for them. They got to do it. So they're doing a great job.
Absolutely. After starting the season 4-4, you guys are on a 5-match win streak right now. What do you think has changed in the past 5 matches, and how do you plan on maintaining it?
Yeah, I think some of it is just golf is a lot of mental part, and that's where I think I come in. My strong points is calming them down. They all want to, shoot par or under. And that's not going to happen. So when you look at the scores and they're shooting, high 50s and 60s, you're like, well, wait a minute. You get so mad and it gets in your head when you shoot, a bogey or double bogey. But bogey golf is, 45, and then 54 is double bogey golf. If you don't think about, how bad a bogey and a double bogey is, it really isn't that bad when you look at the numbers.
Yeah, being the mother of the head coach of this team, you guys have that strong family dynamic. How do you think that's contributed to your coaching style?
I don't know. I think we're both, because we are such a good close family, we kind of keep each other level-headed. There's sometimes where she was maybe like, Annaliese will be like, oh, in college we did this. And I'm like, wait a minute, these are high school girls, That's not the expectation, and then she's like, oh yeah, you're right. And there's sometimes I'll say, well, we need to do this. And she's like, Mom, so and then always it's, you're the head coach, she's the boss. So I tell her all the time.
So the format for golf matches is very different compared to other sports. How do you get your players prepared for matches?
So we do qualifiers. Mm-hmm. And then we also keep track of all the stats. I do that. I do a lot behind the scenes. And with the stats, the numbers don't lie. If they're the lowest, they're the lowest. I can't rig them any way to say, oh, somebody's better. And that's how we figure out who's going to be playing. And the qualifiers, sometimes the girls, we just had one, and they get all stressed out because, for one, they're competing against their friends, and that's really hard. And we just have to tell them, no, you're not competing against your friends. You're trying to make your stats lower, better, so that you can play. And they just get in their head.
Yeah. Some coaches want their players to aim for power and long drives, while some coaches want their players to focus on the short game. What is your main strategy for developing players?
I think one of the things that's really helped, going back to asking about the last 5, is that we told them, have fun. Golf is so mental. I mean, it's more mental than any other sport. And it's so easy to get in your head. And so we're always trying to talk to them about, having fun and just get out there and do your best. Because if they're thinking, oh, we expect you to hit in the 40s, they're going to be stressed out. Sometimes I'll go around, just because I'm old enough to be their grandma, So I'm going around, I'm like, okay, and I'll pull their head and like, okay, you're out of your head. You can't be in your head today. And just have fun, with them. And then also, like Annaliese said, we work on their putting, their chipping. I think I'm better with working on their chipping and maybe some of their putting, where Tim and Annaliese are better at working with their drivers and their irons. We just try to make it fun.
What goals do you guys wish to accomplish for the rest of the season, and how do you plan to accomplish those goals?
For one, win as many as they can. I think how to accomplish them, that's easy. We're taking them out the next couple practices, and they're going to be in the bunkers. They're going to be hitting on the hill this way, hitting off the hill that way, so that they really know how to have their feet when they need to choke up on the club. Golf is so hard. And we try to make it as easy. And the more they know, if they get into that kind of position, then they know how to do it. Like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. How do you hit under a tree? They're used to, they want to pop them up high and let them go. It's like, no, this one's got to go way down. It's just preparing them.
What's one thing most people don't know about coaching golf at the high school level?
Oh, I think how fun it is. I mean, it's hard. It is. Don't get me wrong. But man, these girls, I mean, it's just like, hey, Annaliese, hey, Shirley. It's just like, we're their age, and it's just like, they respect us and they listen to us. The hard part is sometimes it's just like anything you do. Sometimes I tell them, the definition, Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If you're not going to want to change a little bit of how you putt or how you swing your club, then you're never going to get your stats down, and it's like, that's the goal.
So finally, what is one tip that you have for young golfers out there?
Practice, get into tournaments. I mean, you might be the last person in the tournament, but who cares? Just get out there and practice, play those tournaments. The Indiana Golf Association, for the kids, it's like $20, $35, for them to be in a tournament. It's not like the pros or, even adult golf. I mean, it's reasonable. Get into many tournaments, practice as much as you can, get a good coach.
All right, well, that's all I have for you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for talking with me.
All right, I hope it's good.